Oh, okay, Satan. Relax on the temptation, please. Thank you.
I'm not I'm not tempting. I'm explaining in a way you may not have thought about.
It exactly as that is what the devil would say if he was here.
The Ponder Freak Podcast starts now.
What is going on, Ponder Freak Nation? Welcome to the Ponder Freak Podcast, a podcast that thinks too deeply into hypotheticals, real scenarios, and random questions. I am your host, Stephen Kelley, and how are you, Hemi?
Oh, I am absolutely, positively stupendous.
See, that word always messes with me because I always think of someone named Stu right in the beginning.
Yeah. My name is Stu Pendis is my last name.
It almost sounds like he has a disease. He has a bad case of the appendix.
Yep. Itis.
Oh,
Appendicitis. See what I did there?
I did. I enjoyed it.
Yep.
Thank you for sharing.
Yep.
All right, so we got a couple different types of hypotheticals today. Did you want to do yours?
Let's go ahead and just start with mine. See what we got here.
Oh,
See how it goes.
Been holding on to it. I'm ready. Give it to me.
Delve in. All right. So, you just started this new job at a place called Quantum Industries. They hire you on as a janitor and give you key cards so you have access to every room in the building. You start your first shift and you're mopping the floors. This place is super nice, like marble floors, lots of techie looking things, robotics, test tubes, just a lot of crazy scientific looking items and shit. You see a doctor that says...
Doctor?
I mean, my bad. You see a door that says, authorized personnel only, and wonder if you should even go clean the room. You assume that if you had the key card necessary, that you're authorized and therefore decide to go in. Once you enter the room, you see a dim blue light that's illuminating the room. You see 3 platforms, and on each of them is an item and a description written below. The first item looks like a wetsuit, and a description below says, explore the waters like you've never imagined. The second item looks kind of like a backpack with slits on the sides, and the description below says, take to the skies and look at the world from a different point of view. The third item looks like a test tube filled with a purple fluid, and the description below says, drink this and do away with your physical weakness. Below all 3 platforms, there's a sign aligned in the middle of them, and it states, caution, authorized personnel only. Effects can be permanent. You have no clue what that means, but you ask yourself, are you authorized to try out one of these items? So what do you think?
Wow. First off, so I definitely already went into this room and looked at all this stuff like while I'm cleaning.
Well, yeah, you're already in there because it said authorized personnel only,
Yeah.
and you are technically authorized because they gave you key cards to go everywhere in the building to clean.
Okay, so if the card works, obviously I have access.
Yeah, you already felt like you were authorized, so you took a chance to go in.
All right, so no rules are broken so far.
So far.
Okay, so I'm a janitor in this place. Let's go ahead and assume that I'm not doing super well, but if I'm a janitor at a place that needs key cards, I'm assuming I'm getting paid decently well, and I have a 401k possibly and benefits. It seems like a lot to risk.
So you decide not to do it?
Well, see, it really depends. Like if this job is like, oh, this is just an in-between job. But then again, I don't know, like drinking something, the jetpack, it said take to the skies like never before.
Yes.
See, I got a fear of heights. So that would just go, it sounds so cool because I would love to be a bird. Don't get me wrong. I want to be up there. I want to go through a cloud just as me, but the whole falling and plummeting to my death and exploding like a bag of blood doesn't entice me so much.
What if I told you that wasn't a worry?
I mean, if it, I'm going to go, okay. I don't do well on roller coasters either. So let's just,
right.
If I'm flying and I'm assuming it's a jetpack, it's pushing me and I'm soaring I'm propelled through the air. It's going to feel kind of like a roller coaster, and I feel like I'm going to have diarrhea on everyone below me.
Okay, fair enough.
So I think this one's narrowed out. I think this one doesn't entice me. So what? The other one was in the waters?
Yeah, the other one was a wetsuit that you put on, and you'll be able to explore waters like never before.
Yeah. See, like never before sounds crazy. So it's almost like you can go deeper than any sub has gone before. It probably helps you breathe in some way because that's something that's never been done.
Mm-hmm.
That entices me more, but I still think I wouldn't use it as much as it, because, you know, I'm like, oh, sharks and stuff. Maybe I'll go to the bottom of this lake and do very slight, safe exploring. That entices me some.
Okay.
That might be cool.
Okay, fair enough.
And the other one, I literally have to drink a purple liquid, you said?
You drink a purple fluid, and the description said, drink this and do away with your physical weakness.
My physical weakness. Weird. I wonder what that would be like if that targets something differently in everyone's body. Because like from years of drinking, my liver's not the best. So would that just fix my liver? Is that? Because, I mean, cool. That may be a benefit.
You know what? It is what it says it is. So if that is a physical weakness, then yes, it would fix that.
Just fix that. And I would have to risk my career to have a nice, solid, working liver again. Ugh. I don't know.
Well, maybe, because you still don't really know what's going to happen once you put these things on, especially because it says, caution, authorized personnel only, effects can be permanent.
Right.
So you don't even know what effects. You know what I mean?
Which is...
You don't even know what that is yet, so you have to make a decision based on knowing these things, on whether or not you're going to actually, one, do it to begin with.
Right.
Another thing to think about is, you know, do you feel like you have to make this decision right now?
That's true. You could always access it later.
But then the question is, could you? Like, this is your first day on the job. You don't know if this is still going to be there.
Oh, like what if it's oopsie, like we gave him too much clearance?
Yeah, exactly. Like you have no clue. You don't know. So like there's a lot of things you got to be thinking about that may actually impact your decision, because you might be like, you know, I might never get this chance again.
I've already caught on to what this is. So I'm working at this new state-of-the-art place, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm sure they vetted me or whatever. And I'm a janitor. This is a test. I am a mouse in a maze right now, and they're wanting to see what I do.
You very well might be.
I definitely am.
But the question is, does that matter?
It could. If these are bad people and they're like, okay, so we created this liquid that does this, and like we need to test this wetsuit and we need to test this jetpack. What's a way we could cause a test to where if it fails, it's an accident? Ooh, let's hire someone and give him access and see if he's dumb enough. Oh, now that angle
could totally be a setup.
Yeah,
it could totally be a setup, but it might not be. I mean, you really don't know. Right. You know what I mean? And so, but with all of those things in mind and thinking about it in that moment, what would you do?
I think just being wary of the situation, I probably wouldn't do anything. Now, joke's on them. I could be a corporate spy and I need to steal one of these items and get it back to, I don't know who would be a competitor to Quantum Technologies. What about Quantum Strategies Corporation?
There it is. Well, actually, this one was Quantum Industries. So
Quantum Industries. So Quantum Technologies or Quantum Innovations is the competitor. There we go. Perfect.
That's funny.
But no, if I was just a regular dude off the street, I'm working here as a janitor. The liquid entices me the most. The fluid.
Really?
She said. Yeah.
Okay.
It entices me the most.
And why is that?
Well, it takes care of a weakness. Granted, if you really look into that word, a weakness of humans could be energy leaving the body. And then we need to eat more. So maybe it would fix that and I would never eat again, which could be a bonus, but I'd be like, I like food. And they're like, that's wasted on you.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't think my curiosity would take over. I think they're paying me pretty well there, and I feel like I got good benefits.
But what if they're not though?
If they're not?
What if they're not paying you that well? Like, they're paying you okay, but yeah, you're a janitor, and you know what I mean? And they're just like, they're paying you a little more than minimum wage, but at the same time, look. It's a minimum wage job, or potentially fix your liver.
I mean, my liver's, I just have a little bit of fat in my liver. It's not that my liver's dying or anything. But
but I'm saying, imagine you were worried about it, or anything, literally anything that could affect you. And yet again, you don't know the full extent of what this thing is capable of doing, of any of these things. So really, you're just thinking like, like, would any of these three options be better than my current life?
Well,
and then you have to make a decision right then and there.
Yeah. So,
because it could be life changing, and it might be the business.
Okay, Satan, relax on the temptation, please. Thank you.
I'm not tempting. I'm explaining in a way you may not have thought about.
It exactly that is what the devil would say if he was here. I am not tempting you. I'm merely explaining the benefits one way or another. I care not what you do.
That's all it is. It's totally up to you. You just need to know all the options and,
Well, okay. Do any of these items have some sort of way of being retrieved by the company? Or being tracked? Because like the wetsuit and the jetpack, I would assume they could probably track.
Actually, the company did not even no. Like it's all up to you, just whatever. I wouldn't even look at it in this sense that the company is necessarily malicious.
Okay, so maybe they're like a publicly funded scientific research facility or something.
This might not even be a test. Like, yet again, you might have just stumbled upon this. And maybe you weren't supposed to have access.
So I'm the asshole
what I mean?
If something happens now, is what we're saying.
Well, yeah, you might be. That's what I'm saying. You don't know. You don't know the scenario. You don't know. And not knowing, but also taking everything into consideration that we just talked about prior to, what kind of a decision do you think you might make?
You know, what's funny, I would say at my current age, I think age plays a lot into it. I think I would just let it be. I think there's too many risks. But if I was like, I'm 80 and I have to be a janitor, like my retirement funds are all gone or I lost it somehow. And there was some sort of fluid that was like, hey, this removes physical weakness. And I'm 80, like pushing a mop around. I think there's a really good chance I would drink that shit as fast as possible.
Really? Okay.
I think, what's funny though, are there instructions on the fluid?
No.
Because I think I would take the fluid and take like a sip and see what happens.
Okay, fair enough.
I think I'd be like, okay. Doesn't taste like bleach.
Yeah, I feel like a sip would definitely be a smart way to start for sure. Let's say that the effect probably doesn't actually kick in until all of it's consumed, but it's not necessarily like a gross tasting fluid or anything. It's also not the best, but it's not bad.
You said
let's just say it really doesn't
colored?
have a taste. Yeah, let's say it doesn't really have a crazy taste at all. Okay. Like it's fine at taste wise, but let's say that it's like the texture and stuff is kind of weird. Like it's kind of gooey. Like it's really weird, but just no taste.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. So you're saying that if you're old, you would do it, but you right now wouldn't do it. What about a young you? What about like a teenage you?
Well, see, you're adding ignorance, which is not bad because less experience. You have this weird sense of invincibility that's not accurate.
You may take more risks. It could lead to great things. It could lead to bad things.
Yep. Oh, and I got plenty of years to fix it if it doesn't work out.
Right.
And that's when your physical weakness is you don't have 2 extra arms or something stupid.
2 extra arms, this guy.
All right, so is that kind of what you're going with? You're saying old you would totally do it, and you would go with the drink.
Yeah.
Okay, but you right now you wouldn't do it at all. You wouldn't go with any of them. But you would still be more interested in the drink more so than anything.
Just based on yes. Yeah.
Okay. And what about young you?
Like a teenage? Let's say there's a group of like people I'm like coworkers that I'm friends with, and they came in with me, and they were like, "Bro, do it." I probably would do it.
Okay. And if you were to do it, what would you pick as teenage you?
See, even then, I didn't like roller coasters and stuff. The wetsuit may intrigue me more then.
Yeah. So you might go with the wetsuit. Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. A younger me, like going to the beach in the wetsuit and be like, "Hey, ladies, watch this." And then I go underwater and they're like, "We can't see anything." That sounds like my teenage years. That sounds about
That's
right.
amazing. That's amazing. Okay. All right. So are you ready to find out what happens?
Oh, wait. So you have a scenario. So you have it worked out what they do? Oh, God.
I have a cool little situation here where we can find out what teenage you would have gone through. We can find out what old you would have gone through.
Man.
And we can find out what you could have gone through if you would have experienced the flying option. All right, so
this
look,
is like, let's make a deal. I would like to switch doors, please.
It's too late. You've already picked for all your existences.
Oh,
but you
God.
know what? Once all is said and done, and once you know all the options, then we can say which one would you pick.
Right, of course.
All right. So if you would have gone with the wetsuit, you would have turned into an aquatic life form that's part human looking and part fish. You can breathe on land. You can breathe on land and in the ocean, but you basically have to look like a human fish.
Hey, ladies.
Right. That's why when you said that, I was like, that's great. Because that's what you think. And that's what you think's going to happen. But you're a human fucking fish, bro. And so it's not exactly what you thought.
No.
But you can go anywhere you want. Like literally anywhere, all through the ocean, explore whatever you want. Stay down there as long as you want. You don't really have to worry about predators because let's just say like you're like a superhuman fish. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to worry about it. Like you're good. So you do have that huge perk.
Yeah.
But you also look that way.
I basically have to build my own society, is what you're saying.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. So now so now as a kid, like you're stuck with it, right? Kind of sucks. But if you would have known that would have been the case in any of the scenarios, would you have picked it?
Well, see, what's interesting is, I do lose out on society. But if you're looking at a teenage standpoint, like I wasn't married, there was less keeping me in this society. So it actually would have still been tempting.
Right. So you still might have done it, actually.
And technically, I'd be kind of a superhero.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. No, you could totally save people. Like, you could do whatever you want with these powers. So you could totally save if people are drowning. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And it'd be kind of like a Aquaman situation where people are like, do the bad guys have to come near the water?
We're going to say you're a little cooler, actually, than Aquaman because you can also go on land. I know he can, too.
Yeah.
I just don't like Aquaman. But yeah. So, all right, cool. So you think teenage you still might actually go with that.
It would still be tempting.
But would old you do it or?
Oh, where I'm at, no, I wouldn't. Because it's almost like you get married and then later on you're like, hey, I've always wanted to be a woman kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like it's not that you shouldn't be accepted by your significant other, but it's just whoa, where'd that come from? I've always wanted to be a fish and I have the opportunity now.
You're saying since you're married, the actual you would have to speak it over with the wife first, be like, look, I came across this backpack and this wetsuit and this fucking purple vial.
This is my moment to swim upstream.
And I was thinking maybe I might want to do one of these things. What do you think? And you legitimately think she's going to be like, I don't know, man, go with the purple vial. Let's see what you like. No, she's definitely not going to support.
Oh, no. But
But what if you're like legitimately like, yo, like fuck, I want to do this. Like, it's your life and you only have one to live. And you're like, yo, like, I need to do this. What if you felt that way about these things? Well, I guess, you know what? Let's hear the rest of these things, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe you might be enticed. So right now, middle-aged you is not enticed by turning into a manfish.
No.
What about old you?
Well, it depends. Like, do I regenerate? Is it giving me a youthful fish body? Or am I an old fish that's kind of like, blah, 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 like it just kind of.
Let's say you look like an old fish man, but you still swim just as fast as a regular fish man and stuff. I mean, you're good. You can experience some youthful times.
Oh, I can keep up with the other fishes.
Yeah, you can experience some youthful times, but you still gotta look like an old fish man, though. You don't have regenerative, fucking properties, we'll say.
Okay, so I'm still looking at probably just a few years of life left. I would assume one of the negatives is like, oh, like I broke my fish hip. Let me go up on shore and go to a hospital. What can you guys do for me? And they're like, we don't fucking know.
Yeah, they're probably not gonna help old fishmen.
They're going to want to experiment. They're going to want to put, I didn't even think about that. They're going to want to do stuff to me.
It depends on where you're an old fish man. If you're an old fish man in America, they're probably not going to want to really help you. But if you're elsewhere, then they might.
Yeah.
Depends on the healthcare options.
Got to find out who's pro fishman.
Old fishmen might be covered in Canada. Canada is pro fishman for sure.
Okay, so I can go to Canada, get on that universal health care.
If you go to Canada, you're good.
And then the Canadians are like, why are we paying for this guy's fish care?
Because you got to care.
It's tough as an old person. It'd be tough.
Yeah?
It'd be cool to explore. Like if my wife, if I'm like 80 and she passed away from old age already, sure. Mm-hmm. Why not? You know what I mean? Because it's like we've already spent our time together. Now she would want me to go see the world.
Yeah, for sure.
And explore.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I feel like young me would probably for sure do it. I feel like me now would not do it. Yeah, nah, I don't think I would do it. If this was my only option, I don't know that I would. And then and old me would definitely do it for sure. You're mad old. You've done everything. Go see what's under there. You know what I mean? Go explore. Like,
right.
Like, hell yeah. I'm definitely doing it. Old me for sure. All right, cool. So, all right. So that's that one, right? So now you know what happens when you pick the wetsuit, right? That's the side effect. All right. So middle-aged you said, I ain't doing nothing. So whatever, we'll skip you. But older you thought about doing the purple fluid. So are you ready to find out what would have happened to old you?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well,
at first, when you took the little sip, since that's what you wanted to do, you saw your skin start to kind of harden. And then it went away. And then you were like, huh. So then you decided to go ahead and drink the rest of it because you were like, that was pretty cool.
No.
And your skin and so your skin toughens up like sandpaper. And you can lift items as big as aircraft carriers. You're basically a smoother looking version of the Thing from the Fantastic Four, but your skin is extremely rough. And it's also impenetrable, similar to Luke Cage.
Oh. Okay, so I'm like a shinier, polished Thing from the Fantastic Four?
Essentially, yeah, your skin is still extremely rough, but it just doesn't look like, you know how his looks kind of rocky and stuff?
Right,
you're like a more smoothed out, less rocky looking, but you're really, really rough feeling, like super rough. So
again, as an old man, am I still like an old dude version of this?
No. Actually, all your physical, so you're good. No, you're like a young rock dude. You are pretty much invincible. You can't die, pretty much.
Oh Lord, I think eventually I'd go insane.
You might go insane, for sure.
Yeah, so I'm not a...
Yeah, you physically can't be harmed. So the only way that you could be harmed, I guess, would be mentally. So I guess it's kind of like a Juggernaut situation.
I guess, obviously, if I already, like, I went through with it, young again, I'd see what sucks there is obviously I would try to do good.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously some of the times I try to do good, it would be like, oh, wait, that was more harmful than good. And that would weigh on me. And then I'd fall in love over and over and over again. And the person would die every time or just not love me back. So it's like millennia of rejection and heartbreak.
Yep.
And you trying to do good and then realizing like maybe I shouldn't get involved sometimes.
Right.
And then knowing my luck, you know, this company with the purple liquid, I would be like, hey, like, I'm a decent person, I would like to think. Like, I need to stop this company from making more people like me. Oh, that's a lot of weight, man. That's a lot. I'm too old for this shit.
So, all right. So kid you, knowing the effects now, kid you.
Oh, fuck.
You'd probably
Kid
do it,
me
right?
would be like, let's pop it, let's drink it, let's go.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because you wouldn't even think. Wouldn't even think twice.
Right.
Because like your heartbreak is like that little like, oh, she said she'd go to the dance with me and you went and then that was it. You didn't talk to each other because you were both nervous.
Right.
Like you don't know what any of that stuff is. So it wouldn't even be a question. Teenager me would have drank that without a second thought.
All right. So what about middle-aged you?
See, that's where like, I don't know. Like, I'd still have all the same problems, but I still think, like, whoa, I could do so much good.
Oh, totally. No, you definitely could.
Go stop ISIS. Just stop them. Just break everything that they have.
Right.
Just literally stop them. Wouldn't even kill them. Just be like, hey, like, now you're part of the justice system that, you know, that whatever government's here.
Yeah.
And then some governments would be like, he's too dangerous. We got to trap him. Got to, you know, just like the Batman versus Superman thing. There's some rich dude that has cool equipment that's going to beat the shit out of me or try to. I don't know. I'm 50-50.
So you might do it.
There's going to be temptation in the fact that I could literally just go stop evil.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure.
But evil would adapt. So if North Korea was like, hey, we're going to blow something up. If I went into North Korea and started doing things, they'd be like, we'll just shoot our nukes. Like, we will kill millions if you do anything.
You know, you could still try to fight evil with the other power, too. I mean, I feel like you're more of a weapon with this one, but I feel like if you can swim wherever, if you train in all other aspects, I feel like you could show up completely undetected and you could swim in from wherever you want. You know what I mean?
Well, as a rock dude, I could just walk there on the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like you would have to die. I know you're immune to
so
physical.
the breathing is a thing.
Well, it's just because like your lungs are gonna fill up with water, so now they're not gonna be able to work properly.
Okay, so basically I just have to breathe.
Yeah, for sure. But you're not even necessarily all rock. Like your skin is just really tough. You don't even necessarily weigh a crazy amount.
Okay, so I need to think like Luke Cage and maybe keep part of New York safer.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but you could go to other places too, but just, you know, take a plane or something. I mean, you know what I mean? You're like, so I can't walk there through the ocean. I'm not doing it. Like what? Like why did that deter you of all things? You wouldn't have rather taken a boat?
Well, you made it sound like I couldn't die.
Well,
at this point I could commit suicide. So a lot of my worries aren't a big deal. Like, so if things start to get really bad, I could pull the plug.
Yeah, fair enough. I just wasn't really thinking about, you know, just water. And then I was like, okay, well, I guess if you're walking underwater, like you still have to breathe. Like you're not, you know what I mean? So yeah, I guess you can die, but your organs would still be fine.
Thank goodness.
Whew. I don't know. Ooh, no, let's make it worse. You're still living, but you just wouldn't be able to move. Your brain would still live, and you'd be able to see and stuff.
Oh, we're doing that.
We're doing that.
So in 1,000, So in 1,000 years, this future civilization, like, I killed myself, obviously, like, I can't do this anymore, I need to die. They find me underwater, bring me up to the surface, and I wake up and go, what the fuck?
Yeah, you would still be living. Yeah.
And they're speaking some new form of English or whatever language, and I'm like, I don't even understand, but I'm going to beat the shit out of everyone in this room.
Yeah, that's actually way more interesting. So that's what we're going to go with. Yes. That's terrifying. It's terrifying, but it's fucking cool because now you have a whole new civilization to get to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, fuck. Who knows?
I don't.
Might be fun.
And it's funny, because it's like going to sleep and waking up, except the going to sleep part is me drowning myself.
Yeah, you didn't actually go to sleep, though. You were actually down there just watching fish and shit. Because you don't need food because your body keeps repairing itself. But you do need air. So let's just say your body essentially was kind of just shut down.
I would have to be passed out.
No, but you don't even pass out. I mean, your mind's still going. You're just awake.
Oh, I'm not on board. I am not on board at all. That's the worst thing in the world is kind of being aware but can't move.
So
like you're paralyzed. No.
That's so fun. But yet again, you don't know that, though. You don't know that when you go to make this decision. The description I just gave you is essentially the description that you're given, and then you make your choice. You know what I mean? You're like, all right, cool. I'm pretty much indestructible.
And I said I would consider it as a teenager, most likely do it, and as an old dude, so they both just screwed themselves, but current me was already like, eh. So 1 out of 3 isn't bad, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming the jetpack makes you some sort of bird man.
So this is what happens.
If you go with the backpack, you turn into a metallic bird because the backpack unleashes metallic wings from the side slits, and then it unpacks all over your body, so you're a smooth, metallic, human bird-looking creature, kind of like Harvey Birdman, but substantially more majestic. And you can fly wherever you want, and the suit can either fly manually by flapping your wings, or you can use jet propulsion. And the let's just say your suit is made out of solar panels. You pretty much always have power to use jet propulsion. You don't have to fill up with gas, nothing like that. So
that's funny because Birdman, he needed the sun for power.
Right. And so you can fly wherever you want, however you want, whenever you want. And you never have to worry about falling and dying. Like, you're always good. Like flying now is second nature to you with this thing on.
Does the suit retract, go back into the backpack, and you can take it off?
So that's the thing. Yeah, technically yes, but also technically no.
What?
And that's the same with all these things. So basically,
so they all have a devil's condition with them.
No,
basically,
no. There's a way to essentially take these things off, but you know nothing about it.
Oh, well, with my abilities, you damn sure will know. I'll find out. I will start cracking heads open in the quantum.
You might, but see, that's the thing. Like, you got to ask yourself that, and you didn't. And so I kind of wanted to find out like how you would actually do something. And technically here, you did ask what would happen if it would retract.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So for sure. But yeah, I was thinking maybe like the situation would be you got to remove the wetsuit, within the first 30 minutes. Same with the backpack, and you would have to throw up the purple liquid within the first 30 minutes.
Oh.
So it doesn't actually take effect forever. But you don't necessarily know that. Now you could search the room, you could wait it out a little longer, you know what I mean, and keep looking and look into it and find that information out. And then knowing that information, that may change how you look at all this to begin with. You know what I mean? Like, if you knew that information, you might use all these things because you know how to stop it from continuing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I should have put on the wetsuit, put on the jetpack, and drink the fluid and see what happens.
Right. just do it all. You could do a million things. But now knowing the backpack situation, right? Like, would you choose that? Like, now knowing?
I'd still think it'd make me sick, most likely. So probably not.
Even as a kid, you wouldn't have done it?
See, again, that would have been if there's two friends there going, hey, man, do it. I definitely would have tried it.
You definitely would have?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, for sure. So, all right. So now knowing literally every single option, right? What would young you choose?
I mean, knowing everything?
Yes.
See, I would be tempted, but I don't think I would do any of them.
No. My bad. Not knowing everything except for the the effects being forever. If you don't remove it within 30 minutes, knowing everything but that.
Oh, so like I know if I do it, but undo it within 30 minutes, I'm good?
No, you don't even know that. You still don't know that.
Oh, not even
Well,
knowing that?
yeah, you didn't know it before. So we're
I would say young me could be talked into it. I would say, except for the bird thing. The bird thing, none of me would do.
So
Middle-aged me would have been like, no, I don't have enough information. Old me would have been more...
So middle age, you wouldn't do any of
yeah,
them.
current me wouldn't. Old me might take a risk on the liquid.
So you might do the liquid. All right, but as a kid, which one do you think you might have ended up choosing?
Probably the liquid again.
Yeah? Okay. All right, cool.
But that one was more open to the wetsuit as well.
Gotcha. Okay. But you would probably choose the liquid.
Yes.
Okay.
That one tempted me the most out of all of them based on what it said.
Well, there is a surprise side effect. The liquid will also give you a sandpaper rough penis that is constantly hard.
That's fine. That will only scare crime away.
So, I mean, you could technically have sex as this dude, technically, but, it's just, it isn't going to feel good for anyone.
I'll be fine because my hands are rock hard. So I'll be able to take care of myself.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Now, if you would have chosen, if you would have gone with the wetsuit, then the surprise side effect would have been that you had a fish penis.
Yeah, I don't even.
Yeah.
So I just spray my seed everywhere out of like a slit kind of thing. I don't even know how they work.
However those work is what you do.
Or would it be more like a dolphin that has like a retractable piston kind of thing?
Let's go with a retractable piston because that sounds interesting.
Oh, man, I'm done. Sold.
And if you would have gone with the bird one, then you wouldn't have had a penis at all anymore.
You would have just laid eggs.
Just no penis. You're a big metallic bird. You're not going to get a metallic bird dick. It's not happening. Yep.
Oh, man. That's depressing.
Yep. So, but knowing that you can take them all off within 30 minutes, which one, if you could only choose one that you can keep for the rest of your life and use the power whenever you want, which one would you choose?
That would be the liquid. It'd be the liquid.
Yeah. Okay.
There'd be situations like, oh, let me become a hero for 30 minutes. And then that would create so much tension, which they've used in TV shows before. And then, of course, like the last shows, like I didn't make it in time and I'm stuck like this forever. But I saved the one I love that I can't be with now.
Right. For sure.
So dramatic.
And that would have been you.
Well, Ponder Freak Nation, what are your thoughts on this hypothetical? What would you choose? Would you go wetsuit, the jetpack, or would you go the purple fluid? Let us know any way you can.
And I would have chose the purple fluid, just so everyone knows.
There you go. Anyways, thank you so much for listening to our show. It truly means a lot. Find us wherever you find your favorite podcast and check us out on social media. Just search Ponder Freak. We can't wait to hear from you. Till next time.